I don't need to like it or I don't need to be inspired by it, because inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just show up and work. So I'll just show up, I'll put in the time, I'll leave for the day, and I'll feel inspired by it. And I'll be moved to show up the next day. And as a professional, that's what it is all about, just showing up and putting in the time. Don't worry about inspiration or don't worry about motivation. It'll come. You just gotta just show up. That's half the battle. My name is Ben Rizzo. I'm a fine artist specializing in abstract expressionist art.
So this glass broke, so I have to be careful.
I create art mostly because I have to. I don't really have a choice. I'm just kind of called to it. I take it as a privilege to be able to create, and I don't take it for granted. I don't just create for the sake of creation. The older I get, the more I'm aware of that when I step into the studio is what's my intention and my purpose. I'm not just doing it to pass time or to have fun. I call these palette paintings. It's because I take an artist palette, which is where you mix paints and you do everything, before you paint, and I turn that into art. So the pieces behind me are palette paintings, which I coined the term, and it's on glass, and then I transfer that onto canvas. So it came about just through my natural curious nature. I'm a very curious person, and I like to kind of explore and expand. It was just kind of like serendipity and luck that I saw what was happening underneath the palette, and then I pursued that and was like pleased with the results. And when people say they've never really seen stuff like this, it's a calling to continue to pursue it.
The cool thing, and kind of what started me to do this, is I saw this flake off one day and I was like, God, that's pretty cool. I like that. And yeah. This is the original glass from college that I've used to make a lot of these. Like, this is a 15 by 18 piece of glass, and I've had it since college, and I've used it for like a lot of palette paintings. The ones that are up front, those those ones were done on here. Like, it's just like something that like I enjoy. I'm like, oh, I know this glass. It's like my glass, This is where I have like all the big glass over here, like huge sheets of glass. So yeah, like I reuse all these. You can see like other paintings, the circular ones here, this one, and then even these glasses too. There's like all like residual and stuff on here. But I definitely reuse the glass. I have different sizes and different things. And yeah, it's all about, I think the cool part about this is like leaving some remnants, and then the next painting carries some of that with it. Over 10-year journey of me with this process, and really start to finish, like I could barely put it on canvas when I first started, and I've really evolved with like intention and direction here. I tried plexi, that didn't work. It's too porous. I didn't really try anything else because glass, you could see the other side of it, and that's what's key, is I need to see what it's looking like, because as I'm working, that's what I'm checking on, is the status. I'm peeking in the oven as it's baking, and then I make necessary adjustments based on color, for example, or texture or stroke, and then I can kind of see from there. So it's a little frustrating. Like, I don't want this to fall off, because like, again, this is where you get good things, but it's already off. So this one was kind of a little too rustic and rigid. Things when you're young, and I was like, oh, it's an obituary. Paint goes to die on my palette. So on my earlier pieces, these two, they're done on paper if you go up close, and on the back side, it's actually an obituary. So I use newspaper, and that's why they're a little different. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to present them like a graveyard, how like they're hanging, and on one side's paint, on the other side's obituaries. It's almost like I'm honoring the paint
it's like I'm saying like this paint died, but it was used to paint something else. But now it's furthering and deepening of understanding and trying to, I don't want to say reinvent, because I don't need to reinvent myself, but just to continually push and expand my understanding of what's possible with this. So just really just elevating the paint, and I really want to like transform the paint, and I want to change. I want it so like you're kind of confused, right? I think it raises some confusion, but I look to where I want to go and I go that direction. And then based on that journey, I might alter and change from there, but I need to know where I'm going and then go one step at a time. So it's the duality of vision versus discipline. Yeah, it's more in the moment because I don't want to go too far, because the process, I'll be surprised along the way. Let's do a quick little peek. And it's kind of like, okay, well, that's good. But yeah, you got to know where you're going, and then you got to just slowly go there. One step at a time, one day at a time. Definitely a lot of cool things. I'm excited with like the small tweaks to make it version 2. I'm already kind of like there.